All right, so good morning. We are live for our YouTube recording and pre-market analysis. Good morning to everybody in the live trading room, and good morning to everyone on YouTube. And look, the hottest topic right now is just what is happening in the market. AMC, GameStop, NAKD, KOSS, NOK, a bunch of tickers are now being restricted in trading with platforms like Robinhood. I personally trade with Merrill Edge, and Merrill Edge has sent out a notification saying that I can't trade GME or AMC. I can only sell any existing positions that I have. I am still short GME with puts, and that's about it. So we're starting to see the regulations and the big boys starting to make some decisions that are going to restrict what's been happening. If you are still able to trade GameStop today, AMC or any others, we could possibly identify opportunities to get in on a short side. Be very careful, because look at GameStop for instance. That's a 60-point bottoming tail bar. So these stocks are going to be extremely whippy today. I know Taj trades with IB, and Taj confirmed that he's still able to trade GameStop and AMC and the other names. So with that being said, guys, I mean, I'm going to look to see if we can find that opportunity to short GameStop. I think the party is we're in the transition to where this is ending. And so that's going to be on my A list for today, along with AMC, along with American Airlines. American Airlines reported earnings today. It popped all the way up to $31. I mean, this almost had a 100% upside in pre-market, and the stock is trading back down to $21. American Airlines has nothing fundamental in its favor, right? I mean, they're burning cash, the airlines are hurting, and the stock traded up to $100, almost 100%. But that's because I believe like over 30% of its float is short. Let me just double check that. Yep, 34% of its float is short. So they picked on American Airlines as the next victim, trying to squeeze out the hedge funds that are short. So American Airlines is not gonna. This is a blue chip company. They're not gonna. The brokers are not gonna restrict trading with American Airlines. At least I don't think so. Not yet. So considering what's been happening, I'm going to keep a very close eye on American Airlines right now. The way I see it is this: if American Airlines breaks above 21.66, you can go long. If it breaks this low right here at like 1974, I'm shorting the hell out of it, because this might just gap fill. Who knows, right? I'm going to follow the chart on that one, but that's going to be on my A list today. Tesla is on my A list today. I am swinging straddle options. I got 870 calls, 870 puts into earnings. It is gapping down about 50 points from my strike price. So I'm excited to see what my profits are going to be on this straddle option. Now, from a day trade perspective, Tesla is definitely in play for a day trade. If Tesla breaks above 826, I'm going to go long. If it breaks below 816, I'm going to go short. So that is a 10-point range right now that it's in. So I have to wait to see what direction it wants to take. Another stock or name that I'm going to be watching is the overall market, the S&P 500. It is gapping up. It's in green territory. We had some economic news come out. So I'm going to be watching this one very closely. If it pulls, and let's say trades below 374.41, if it goes back into red territory, we can possibly look to short it. But if the S&P 500 wants to rally, I'll identify the entry point to go long the S&P. The way I see it, if it breaks above 377, you can possibly go long. You would have to put your stops at like maybe 376. So that is $1 risk on the S&P 500. So right there, I just named a couple names. Apple reported earnings yesterday, gapped down to 134 and change, and is trading back up to 141. Institutional buyers are buying the dip on Apple. This is they actually had pretty solid earnings, and they were on TV flat out saying it, that we're buying the dip. So here it is. It's getting bought up. So we've got to wait for an entry point on Apple. The way I see it, if it wants to break out, we can go long. we'd have to put our stops at about 140, right where it kind of broke out in that area. I would love for it to maybe pull back a little bit, consolidate, and then rip some more, and we can buy shares or call options, whichever way you prefer to trade it. But Apple is going to be definitely on my A list for today. Another name is Bed Bath & Beyond. Right now it's bear flagging. I like this bear flag. If it can hold that bear flag, if the stock is going to trade lower, I'll short it at 42.85. You're going to have to put your stops though at 46. Pretty big range for Bed Bath & Beyond. However, the trend is to the downside. We see what's happening. We see the restrictions that are coming. So Bed Bath & Beyond, along with many other names, are going to get hurt in this process. I think if Bed Bath & Beyond breaks above $46, we can go long the stock, put our stops at that low of like $43. Okay, so that's a $3 range I'm talking about with Bed Bath & Beyond. Another name, I think I already mentioned AMC. So I've already mentioned there Apple, Tesla, Bed Bath & Beyond, AMC. Facebook reported earnings, and with Facebook right now it's gapping up. So I like this bull flag that it's setting up here. So if it breaks above 276 or 277, go long. You can put your stops at 274.50. If it breaks 274.50, we can short it and bring it to the downside. Put your stops at pre-market highs, right? So I'll call out that entry point when I see it. I'm keeping an very close eye on the VIX. The VIX is at 30. There goes Bed Bath & Beyond. Broke my bear flag, so can't chase it now. The VIX, keep a close eye on it, guys. We're in elevated territory. There's a lot of volatility in the market. This volatility is good for people like you and I because this is how we make money. But at any given point, the market can get choppy. It can flop. It can turn direction, and we just need to be agile and be ready to make the proper moves. One other thing before I transition to Taj. Yesterday, a lot of us had amazing days. This whole month has been amazing to me personally and to many of you. We have 2 days left to end this month. Don't let the success that we've had this month get into your head. Don't get greedy. I actually challenge you guys, those of you who had really good days, like myself, to take it easy the next couple days. Sometimes your worst days proceed from your best days. Yesterday, I had my third best day ever in 7 years. Today, I'm going to take it very chill because I do not want to make a mistake in jeopardizing the money I made yesterday. And I share that because I want you guys to keep that in mind as well. Okay? So with that being said, Taj, pass it on to you, brother.
Yeah, and I guess, I'll just, keep things on that because I think this is probably more important than any watch list that we can go over currently. And that's, managing your emotions of the market. You're seeing a lot of insane opportunities within the market, right? We're seeing Bed Bath & Beyond shoot up, 300 points and then come back down another 200, right? You're seeing Bed Bath & Beyond just tank, 16 points. You're seeing KOSS, same thing, tank 70 points after shooting up another 100. So you're seeing a lot of these big movements happen in the market. And, from a mental standpoint, you may be looking at it and saying, damn, I wish I did this. I should have did this, right? You start having FOMO. But you really have to check that right at the door. You don't want to start trading in that type of mental mindset where you're trying to force the trade now. You're trying to catch that big trade. Let it come to you. Let it, identify. If GameStop has an opportunity, it's within your risk parameters, hey, you can take GameStop. Same with Bed Bath & Beyond and these other names, right? But don't go in a position where you're loading up because you're seeing other people make money off of it, or you're seeing people on the internet make big money from it, and now you feel like you have to throw the kitchen sink on one trade. And this goes for any trade.
Right.
Keep your risk consistent every single trade that you take. If you risk $100 on each trade, keep it at 100. Don't go and say, hey, I'm going to risk $500, right? Because that is how you blow up your account. And I know because I've done it before, right?
Right.
On a much smaller scale, but I've done it before. I've been in a position where I started making good, and I said, hey, instead of risking 100, let me risk 500. And that one trade can just erase a week or even month worth of profits. And that's not how you want to trade. You know, you don't want to be in a position where one trade can make or break your account, because nothing is guaranteed in this market, right? Anything is possible. So I just wanted to, elaborate on that a little bit more, because like Alex said, your best days a lot of times are usually followed by your worst days.
Yes.
So because of the euphoria that you feel untouchable, so you start racking up on more risk. But, keep it easy, keep it the same, go for base hits. We didn't, go crazy yesterday. We took advantage of the opportunities, and let's just rinse and repeat that all today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that being said, a couple of the other names that I want to add to the list, Facebook. Facebook reported earnings as well. I believe they actually beat their earnings.
Yep.
But similar to Apple, they sold off a bit. But just like Apple, you had some price target upgrades come along with Facebook as well. So I do like the recovery that it had. It recovered literally all the losses that it had yesterday. It's actually trading up on the day now. It's up 5 points after tanking $20 in the pre-market hours. So it's pretty strong. It's forming a nice bull flag here. I like it long around 278.80, 278.90. You'll have to throw your stops probably around 276. So you are looking at about a 3-point risk. However, it looks good. It looks solid. Considering the big sell-off that it had yesterday, and this is with a lot of names, we're seeing a solid recovery from a lot of these names. Same with Apple.
Yeah.
And Microsoft, mixed review there. Another name I want to keep an eye on is, I'm still upset with Microsoft, is Space, Virgin Galactic. The main reason is because the day it had yesterday.
Yeah.
Space went just insane yesterday. It looks like it's selling off a bit here during the pre-market. So the way that I see it, we had a big topping tail bar yesterday, but we still were able to close green. So I like it short if it can break below about $45. You'd have to throw your stops around 47, so that's about a 2-point risk. But you could see it pull back down to its A to May, sometime in the next few days. Or you could catch a relief bounce off the sell-off yesterday. Kind of hard to identify a long opportunity here. I mean, maybe like 49.70. If you want to be aggressive, you could play here at 47.70. Throw your stops down at 45. So again, another 2-point risk. But Space, I think, is another name that's just going to be in play today. I think it's going to be heavily traded. I mean, already during pre-market, you're seeing some of these candlesticks, 100,000 shares. This one here had 190,000 shares. So there's obviously a lot of volume built around Space. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on it. Obviously, AMC. I know some of you may be restricted with AMC. I'm not sure if they restricted options contracts for a lot of these names. I know they restricted equity. So if you are able to play some options contracts, keep an eye on AMC. Mm-hmm. AMC can break this pre-market low of about, $12? 11 and some change? Or $11. It can break $11. I mean, I can see AMC, possibly fill this gap here, trade back down to like $8, $7, maybe back to the A to May. The RSI on it still 96.57. It's probably a little lower now that we've had the sell off during pre-market, so it's definitely going to be much lower than that level. But nonetheless, considering the close that it had yesterday, and now you're approaching the low day yesterday, if AMC breaks that low, it's done. It's done. I think you're going to see it, fill at least half of that gap, along with some of these other names. Let's see. There was one other name that I had. Oh, Tilray. Tilray as well. It's a stock that's being heavily traded again during pre-market. Had a very good day yesterday. Closed with the topping tail bar. However, we're clearly seeing that the A to May is serving as support, right? So the high yesterday was 21.50. The low is 17.57. We've pretty much been consolidating within the range. There's really no resistance until around $20. So the way I see it, if it can break out above around 1940, 1950, you can play it long. There stops at $19, and let's see if we can test that 2150 level.
Yep.
You know, might see some of these herd herd players come in and hop on Tilray. You know, they're going to be eager to get their hands on something. But nonetheless, Tilray still looks solid. Potentially a bull flag forming here off the 8MA. Although it did have quite a bit of a pullback, it's clearly holding support off the 8MA. So if we're able to clip today's highs on Tilray, I think it could go on another multi-day run once it's able to break out above 2260. So definitely be keeping an eye on that. That'll be closer to my B list because I would want to see it break out first. But nonetheless, I think it's going to present some good opportunities.
Taj, sorry to interrupt, man. Interactive Brokers, they restricted trading in GameStop and options and some other of the stocks that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. I just got that notification through.
Literally just came out right now. So I know you trade with IB, so that's why I wanted to tell you.
Another play I'm looking at is Draftkings. Draftkings is there's not a lot of trading action going on right now, but solid bull flag happening right now. And the thing I like about Draftkings is trading within a range, right? If you look on the daily chart, it's trading within a range right here from about $56 down to $44. But the main area I want to look at is $56. It's tried multiple times to break through it. And I think if we can actually break through it, we can see Draftkings come back up, fill this little mini gap here, and start to trade closer to that high of $64. So it's going to be another name that's on my B list, but I like it if it starts to break above that price level. The way we can play it out of the gates is if it breaks out above around $55, I think throw our stops around, $54.30, $54.20, and see if we can continue momentum and test the high of yesterday, which was around $56.70. So that's going to be an easy, 2-to-1 trade out of the gates if it can continue to the upside. Wow, look at GameStop.
Yep.
Look at this little play you could have had. That's a 20-point risk, but look what you just got. That was a 2-to-1 trade right there. Had you taken that trade? Wow.
Incredible, man.
Nice setup. But yeah, I mean, Alex has already gone over, most of the names we'll be keeping an eye on. I just wanted to add a few more to the list. But again, guys, keep it simple today. A lot of us had really good days yesterday. Don't try to duplicate it. Let those days come to you. Don't force them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you start chasing those days, like I said, that's a very easy way to blow up your account. So
yeah,
just keep things small. Let's end the week off good. Very very good. I know a lot of us are having a good month, right? Want to close out the month of January really strong.
Right.
Especially a good week, right? I feel like every day has just been phenomenal this week. So, keep that momentum going. Don't go into the weekend, taking a big loss and then you you feel like shit all weekend, right? That would be not a good position to be in. So
not at all, man. Look at GameStop, man. This thing is about to break the pre-market low. I think the party's over.
Yes.
Party's over, guys. So, with that being said, for everyone on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Trade responsibly, trade safely. Don't throw the kitchen sink at any one idea. You want to always preserve and manage your capital. From a day trading perspective, guys, if you want to make this a full-time job or even use this as a reliable second source of income, you've got to have rules and processes, right? To be able to just consistently make money and to be able to go to bed at night, lay your head on your pillow, and not stress about the positions that you're in and the trades that you're taking, right? We want to always live to see another day in the stock market. So, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.